want to introduce you to our community service winner of the year. And I want to tell you about him first, and I'm going to tell you why. Every year, the Frank Ski Kids Foundation, we believe in uplifting somebody else in the community that is doing work, even though people may not notice what they're doing. I want to bring up one of my partners on the radio. Please give a round of applause for Greg Street. Now, Greg, as many of you all know that listen on the radio, Greg has done some incredible things. Greg called me one time, and Greg said, Frank, I'm going to take, if I get your attention, Greg said, I'm going to take 100 young boys and lock them in a gymnasium overnight, and I need you to come and speak. I said, Greg, I got a club date. I won't be done till 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, perfect. I got an opening at 3 o'clock in the morning. And took me to some recreation center in some hood. I was like, oh my God. But Greg went in, had the police department in there, people, and he mentored to these boys for 24 hours. That's just how I got introduced to the things he does. Not only just raising money for people and getting all the rappers and celebrities and calling them out on the radio and telling them, I need $10,000 for turkeys, and they just bring the money to the radio station, and he calls them out and does it. But this summer, Greg did something really special, and I'm going to tell you what it is, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the reason why he's Tanya and I's award recipient. Greg created a reading program because he believed that there was too much of a bad stigma on African-American boys and girls that we do not read. So he encouraged them to create book clubs. And here's what he did. In each school, there had to be a senior and 4 underclassmen. The seniors and the 4 underclassmen could not read the same book. They had to read separate books and write about each of the books that they read. At the end, he gave a scholarship. But the incredible thing is the way Greg got the word out. Greg Street went to over 25 schools in the city of Atlanta, personally, held in the auditorium, went in classrooms, got on the radio, encouraged them to read, and they read thousands of books in the city of Atlanta. Then he gave $10,000 to the group, $5,000 to the senior, $1,000 scholarship to each of the other 4 underclassmen, and $1,000 to the school for their program. And they read thousands of books. Ladies and gentlemen, the Community Service Winner of the Year, Mr. Greg Street.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to Tanya and Frank and American Senior Read and everybody in the city of Atlanta who embraced this program. Basically, a few years ago, you guys heard the media talking about our kids can't read, they can't read. Well, guess what? I did some research, and the problem is our kids think they can read because they can read the words, but they don't interpret the information because like we did when we were in school, the teacher gives you an assignment, you thumb through the chapters and find the answer, write it down, you pass the test. So when you take your CRCT test in middle school, your ACT test to go to college, then you find these low test scores as a result of us not learning any of this information. So basically, this program is designed to make our kids work together as a team, number one. Number two, make them read about the things that they love and have a passion for. Because a lot of us in here were told when we were young, we're going to be a doctor, we're going to be a lawyer, we're going to be a football player, we're going to be this, we're going to be that. But we never read about it. We never go mentor with somebody in our community that has that profession. So we have a lot of kids that are actually smart, they go to college, but they get to college and they have undecided majors because they find out that's not really what they want to do. So we have a lot of intelligent kids who are not where they should be because of how we're programming our kids. And then we have a lot of kids who think, well, if I'm the cute girl, if I'm the cool guy, that's my excuse not to pay attention in school because everybody likes me. So through this program, through entertainment, through money, through incentives, like in elementary schools and middle schools, we take kids on shopping sprees, TV, plasma TVs, video games. We give them different things to make them want to read. Last year, I had a girl from Clements Middle School in Covington, Georgia. I went to that career day, and I challenged the school in a special We Need to Read program just for them only for $1,000. The girl that won the contest, she failed the 8th grade. and she won the reading contest. So different things that we can do from our side as people in the community to reach back to some of these kids and let them understand that somebody's watching you, not because you're a clown, not because you're cute, not because you think you're this, you think you're that, because you have a brain. And just recently, I haven't told Frank about this, we just recently adopted a boys' home called Positive Growth in Clarkston. It's a beautiful establishment. It was a dream by a guy that I had the pleasure to meet, Mr. Reynolds and his wife. And basically what we're doing now, also with the Read, is teaching these boys in the orphan homes that you have kids who have a silver spoon in their mouth who are not taking advantage of the opportunity, just like you may not have your parents, but you have other people that love you and are concerned about you. So it's all about the opportunities and taking advantage of the opportunities. Somebody will help you if you really want to do it. So we need to read. We go to elementary schools, high schools, middle schools, and we spotlight different people that we come across. There's a lady in Atlanta that teaches at Cleveland Avenue Elementary that's been the principal there for 14 years. She's been at one school as principal for 14 years. So there's a lot of amazing people inside of our school system that doesn't get the credit, that don't get the shine, that doesn't get the pat on the back, that don't have supplies, that don't have things that they need to make sure that their school year goes right. So we step in and do different things. We had a party last year before school in Rock Chapel Elementary School, won $5,000 in school supplies and laptops. Next week we're going to actually award this week the kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade student who read the most books from September to December. Each one from each grade level will get a laptop computer. So it's not just high school. We're trying to really start early with some of the kids to make them understand that reading is powerful. Knowing is powerful. Knowing, having information in your head where you can elaborate on something when a conversation comes up, or you ask the question on the test, and you know something about it from something outside the classroom is power. So that's basically what We Need to Read is all about. I want to thank Autumn. She's in here. She helps me with the program. My Red Breed Motorcycle Club, they help me with the program. So we have a lot of good people. Stephen from Webman, he comes out to some of the schools. He came out to Best Academy last year. Before I close, also just to mention that, Best Academy is a school. How many 100 black men of Atlanta do we have here? How many men from the 100? The 100 black men of Atlanta took West Fulton Middle School, turned it into Best Academy. Their first graduating class is the class of 2014. It's also a school that I adopted, and we do a lot of stuff at Best Academy. But every boy that graduates in the class of 2014, every boy that's accepted to college will get a full scholarship from the 100 black men of Atlanta. So I want to say thank you to Frank Ski and Tanya, and make sure y'all come support Frank Ski's. This is a beautiful establishment. Y'all give Frank a round of applause for putting it on the line.
Great Street, on behalf of my wife Tanya now, we also going to give you this award, but also, more importantly than just the plaque, because I know you got a lot of them, we're going to give you a check for your foundation for $1,000. So thank you very much.